When you think of HIV/AIDS, what comes to mind? That's the question 42 local celebrities have asked in the AIDSAware campaign. They came together to challenge popular stereotypes of the disease in a photo shoot last April. Now the photos will be unveiled in a charity photo exhibition at the Gardens Mall on February 24th. Celebrities including Dutton Sri Tiara Jacquelina, Joey G and Ms Nina posed with their personal messages of hope in the shoot by photographer Simon Chin. Each of the pictures will be signed by the celebrities and auctioned on the exhibition night to raise funds for the PT Foundation. Their messages are at once inspiring and challenging. AIDSAware is a joint project of the PT Foundation and Rooms.com. PT Foundation Advocacy Manager Kevin Baker says social media had a large part to play in the campaign.
The whole development of AIDSAware is really a kind of testament to how social media should work. It started with talking about how we could work together and use social media for HIV messaging, and from there we talked to some of their celebrity contacts, and really it just grew organically from there. And I think that is when you know that a cause resonates and works and it means something, is when people will do that. It was great to see the celebrities engage so much with the messaging, and what was really nice is that actually a lot of the celebrities wrote messages that I feel were very personal. Having been there with them and talking to them about what HIV meant to them, the messages that they came up with very much resonated with their personal lives.
But it's not just celebrities who are getting involved. The campaign calls on all Malaysians to be the message to help stop AIDS.
AIDSAware is really about thinking about what HIV means to you, recording it, writing it down, and then taking a photograph, and then using social media like Facebook or Rooms.com to actually display the message and really show the world what HIV means to you. A lot of people have never really thought about what HIV means to them, so we have been really blown away by the diverse range of messages that we've seen, and the things that people actually link HIV to, and what it means to individual people is really amazing. And I think it shows that when people do think about HIV and their relationship with it, it's very diverse and it's a lot more complex than perhaps a lot of us think.
The goal is to reach 13,000 images, a number in memory of the 13,000 Malaysians who have passed away from the disease. So far, AIDSAware has raised over 4,000 personal messages on the Rooms.com site. It's a promising sign of how social media can help combat social stigma. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 88,000 people have been infected with HIV in Malaysia. This accounts for around 0.5% of the adult population in the country. Since 1987, the PT Foundation has worked with people living with HIV, including transgender people and sex workers. They have 5 drop-in centres around Kuala Lumpur, providing food, shelter and support for those who need it most. It also helps 500 people a week with anonymous HIV testing, telephone counselling, education drives and support programs. Acting Director of the PT Foundation, Raymond Tai, has worked with the organisation for the last 20 years. He believes there is still a lack of widespread support for sufferers of the disease.
I think the general public doesn't think it concerns them. I think they feel that they are not at risk, that it's only those other people that are at risk. And the impression is that when it happens to people, will lose morals, so that it will be prostitutes, gay men, drug users. The moment you sort of label that these are the groups that transmit HIV, your perception towards a person will always be there in whatever you do.
The AIDSAware campaign is one step towards putting HIV/AIDS onto the public's radar. It's about starting to think of the disease as a health issue, not a moral one, to end discrimination.
I think the only way we'll win the war against AIDS is for everyone to get involved. So you yourself are doing all you can to prevent HIV. You need to create an environment whereby your family members and friends and colleagues are comfortable talking about it. The less secrecy around it, the more it's talked about, the more we discuss realistic steps to how to prevent it. Then people will start to know that it's not something that is taboo, that's not to be talked about. So if you stop ignorance, prejudice should cease as well.
And that's the message delivered with each new image sent to AIDSAware.